What's going on? This is Sunny here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to be present in this moment, how to have that instant awareness and hold it throughout the day as long as possible. All right, let's get right into it. So I actually just meditated right before this video, and I'm feeling really calm, really in that present state right now. And that's the state I wanted to be in before making this video. So in this video, I want to give you some pointers that are going to get you in that state of presence. And what's even more important than being in the state of presence when there are no thoughts is to actually recognize the presence itself. Because the more you start to recognize what remains when there are no thoughts, that's like it becomes easier and easier to cling on to that and just maintain that throughout the day. And not just when you're sitting down with your eyes closed meditating, but also when you're outside with people having conversations. And it's so important because once you get this, like all anxiety starts to go out the window, all fear starts to go out the window, a lot of your desires speed up. Like, trust me, like there's a reason why I work on awareness stuff. Number one, like first thing in my program called Accelerated Reality. Because I truly believe that this is the foundation upon which you have to build your entire create your own reality knowledge. So once you get this, trust me, everything starts to be way better. So really focus on this and like keep an open mind and listen closely throughout this video. Even if you don't understand something, just be open to whatever and try to experience this video. Don't just watch it. Don't just listen to it. Experience this video throughout. So just to begin with, I'm just going to tell you to consciously stop thinking for just 2 to 5 seconds, just to begin with, right? Just 2 to 5 seconds, just consciously stop thinking. Get the I can't do it out of here. If someone was pointing a gun to your head right now and said, stop thinking just for 5 seconds, you'd be able to do it. If you could do it then, you can do it now. So just to begin with, just stop thinking for just 5 seconds. What you'll notice is that when you were trying super hard to just not have any thoughts for even if it lasted 2 seconds, right? In that moment that there was no thought, you still were. You still existed. There's this presence there that existed there. Maybe you were too focused on just, not thinking, which wasn't necessarily a thought. It was just this emptiness, this pause in thought activity, which itself is not a thought. But because you're so used to thought, you're just like focused on, okay, when's the next thought coming or whatever. And then it comes and then you lost it. Your job is to start noticing what remains in that space when there are no thoughts left. So our goal, right, is not to stop thoughts. That's just the beginning. That's like a little bit like opening the gate to what actually is on the other side. And so in the beginning, especially if people who don't meditate, I always recommend to them, obviously start meditating, but throughout the day also start just like remembering to wake up and then drop your thoughts for 5 seconds at a time, again and again and again throughout the day. Because that is you opening the gate a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And eventually the recognition of what is in between the thoughts, in that 5 second gap, that is what kind of opens your mind to that presence. So your goal, if you are at this stage, is to just drop thoughts again and again and just consciously like try hard to be present in the beginning. Again, in the beginning, it will be difficult, right? However, it gets much more natural later on, so don't worry. And just focus on just remaining, maintaining that alertness, being just fully aware just for 2 to 5 seconds, and just like maybe even noticing your surroundings, maybe even like focusing on your breath, focusing on the feelings in your body, just like maintaining full awareness, full alertness, and just try to see like what remains, when there are no thoughts. But now let's say you have been practicing this for quite a while, right? And you start to get the hang of it, and you start to notice that presence. Maybe even if I say to you right now, notice the presence that is here in this very moment. Don't think about it. You don't have to think about it intellectually. Just notice the sense of aliveness that is here right now in this moment. Are you aware? Are you alive right now? Do you exist? When I ask you those questions, how can you prove that to yourself, right? Like, how do you know you're aware? What is this sense of, yes, I know I'm aware? Instead of thinking about it, just feel that sense of being alive in this moment right here and now. That is that same presence that you notice when you're not thinking for 5 seconds. And actually, another thing you'll notice is that when I just asked you, are you aware? And let's say you just took the time, like you should be in this video, to just experience your awareness, to become aware of the fact that you are aware. And let's say you did that for like 2-3 seconds. In that gap of the 2-3 seconds that you were just actually aware and awake and fully present, there was no thoughts. So what does it even mean to be fully present in the moment? It means being aware of your actual self, of your true self, something that is always here. Have you ever noticed that you have lived your entire life feeling like it was always right here and now? You constantly think about the past. You constantly think about the future, which is what not being present is, right? So you're constantly escaping yourself to either go into this projection or this projection, past, future. You're adding projections on top of what you really are to escape the experience of the now. So what is even being present? Being present is just coming back and experiencing the isness, the aliveness, the existence of the only thing that never changes in your life, that never comes and goes. Your entire life, the now has been the now. Your entire life, you have lived your life from the perspective of I. Yeah, I am doing this. I am doing this. But before doing anything, you had to be I. And that sense of I remained constant throughout your entire life. This is the same sense of I that I spoke through when I was a 5-year-old little baby. Now, my body has changed, my mind has changed, the things I say have changed, but has the sense of I that I feel now changed as compared to what it was when I was a 5-year-old kid? No, it's the same sense of I that I used to play in the park with. And fun fact, this is the same sense of I that you also feel right now. There's no difference between my I and your I, but that's for a different video. But this sense of I is also the same thing as the sense of now, the sense of the present. It is the only thing that is actually real about our experience. Everything else is a mental projection that exists within the now, but comes and goes. But the now, have you ever noticed the now is always the now? Doesn't matter if you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning or you are eating dinner at 7 p.m. You are always in the now, within which day and night goes, within which October goes and comes November, within which one version of your body comes and goes and another one comes, within which ideas come and go, thoughts come and go, experiences come and go, relationships come and go, partners come and go. But it is always happening within the now. And that now is the present. And the present is the presence that you feel right now. And that presence is the sense of I that you feel right now. And that sense of I is the real you. The sense of I is the deeper, truer I that you actually refer to when you say, I this, I that. What you have believed your I to be is the body-mind. But the body-mind also come and go within this greater I that is always present, that is always here, which is the now. So how to start, really living in this now is stop adding stuff onto this now. Stop identifying with the stuff within the now and start to realize yourself as the now. And you do that by a process of removal rather than a process of accumulation or gain or chasing. So see, stopping thoughts is just a gateway into the now, into actually experiencing the now for what it is. Otherwise, you're always just processing the now with a mental filter, which is also just all judgments, labels, mental concepts, past, future. And so you see the surface stuff, but you actually completely neglect the now. And that's how we lived our entire lives. Now, when you stop thoughts and when you just become aware of the fact that you are aware, you become aware of the now. Everything else from the top is just gone for just a few moments. And you start to maintain that. Start to maintain the sense of I. Start to maintain just that awareness of just that I, that now, that never leaves. Within this, everything comes and goes and moves and, whatever. But it's always the now. And how to be present in the moment is just to sink deeply into this now. Just stay as long as you can here in the now. You can do this with your eyes open. You can do this with your eyes closed. Just notice how the now doesn't cling on to anything, good or bad. The now doesn't cling on to anything. The awareness doesn't cling on to anything. Now and awareness are the same thing. The present is you. All these realities are coming and going within you. So realize who you are. You are the presence. You're trying to be present, but you already are presence. But just you're on top of that, you're just accumulating and projecting too much. Let go of all that stuff and just be still. When you be still and you let go of everything, the only thing that remains is the real you. If you let go of everything in the world, the only thing that would remain would be you. No imagination, no projection, no mind, no body, just you. And so the more you start to practice this, the more you start to come to a sense of this I amness in every moment. And this I amness, this now, this presence is here when we're just calmly talking in a room where it's very calm, relaxing. But it's the same I amness even in a war zone. So it's no more difficult to be present here than it is in a war zone, than it is in a children's mall where everybody's running around making noise, or a really loud party. You can be always just this present in any situation because you're recognizing the stillness, the presence, the nowness within which all that stuff is happening. That stuff cannot exist independent of the present. It is happening in the present. It's coming and going within the present. So rather than latching onto with your attention what is happening in the present, you're actually just staying back and observing and being the now. So being in the present isn't something you do, it is something you are. You are the present. So experience yourself. Even this body is just within the present. You are before the body even. You are observing the body. Everything is observed within the present. Be that. And a big mistake is to search for something like an object. You can't find awareness. You can't find the present like an object in your experience. It is not something like, oh, this water bottle. I'm perceiving this. I am the subject. This bottle is the object. And I, subject, am perceiving the object. But within what, are both the subject and the object being perceived? You are that. The supposed false I, which is the person, the subject, perceiving this bottle, which is the object of experience, both of these things are perceived within a greater I. That is what you are. Be that. They are within the present. So always ask yourself this to get into the present moment ASAP. What is it that is observing even this? So even in your meditations, when you're like, oh, I'm in a nice blissful space or whatever, no thoughts, ask yourself, don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there, because that's also just another thought. Ask yourself, who is observing this? Who observes even this blank space, this blackness? And then go back. And whatever experience is being experienced, realize that any perception is being observed. It's being witnessed. Who is the witness? So real deep in today's video. I started off pretty small and now I'm getting a little deeper. This is the stuff I truly enjoy discussing. Constantly ask yourself, what is perceiving even this? And you're instantly free from whatever you're perceiving. If you experience the pain and you identify with the pain, you're gonna suffer. But if you ask yourself, who is the one perceiving the pain? Who is the one within which the pain is observed? Who is the observer of the pain? And instantly, freedom from the pain. Now you're just the observer watching pain on a movie screen, coming and going. So this is true detachment. Being you, being the real you, is the real detachment. And through this, you'll be so free in your life from so many obstacles, but also you'll be free to actually choose your experience. Until this, there's no choosing the movie you want to watch. It's just whatever movie has been put in and you're watching that. Only through realizing the real you can you actually okay, this is what I want to watch. This is what I want to create. And it's funny, actually, the more you realize the real you, the less you even care as much about which movie you are watching, because you're not identified with it. We're going on 21 minutes now, so I'm going to cut it off soon, okay? Long story short, and we'll dive deeper into this in another video if you want. Let me know in the comment section below. You are presence. You are the present moment. It's not something you have to do to get to. So start to actually remove everything that is keeping you from being present. Thoughts you have to add. You're used to it, so you don't feel, it's effortless to just think all the time. But thoughts, you literally have to add to this present moment. And the ego, you only think thoughts because you believe they're going to get you somewhere. Like on a deeper level, trust me, you're only thinking because you think it's going to do something for you. You think it's going to prolong your survival. You think it's going to secure your outcome that you really want. But thinking is not necessary to survive. Thinking is not necessary to achieve the outcomes that you really, really want. Especially when you're identified with it. No, it's not. Don't try to argue with that. So remove, disengage, meditate, ask, what is experiencing even this? What is observing even this? The subtler you get, even if you're so subtle, doesn't matter. Like if you're not even feeling your body, if you're just like in this blank space, what is observing even this? And instantly you just go further and further back and become the observer, which is infinitely beyond. Again, more and more and more. And this is how you truly deepen your realization. This is how you truly deepen your awareness. This is how you start to understand all of these concepts naturally. It's not something you have to try hard to do. It's not something you have to figure out with your mind. I feel like the title of this video was How to Be Present, and it just went way deeper than I expected it to. But practice this. This is how to truly be present. It's a process of removal rather than a process of gain. All right? So let me know what your questions are about this. This is like my, I would say, my highest teaching as of now. And I truly believe that this is the most important teaching. And I think, hopefully in the future that I can only teach this. I would love to just talk about this. This is my greatest passion. But again, let me know what your questions are in the comment section below. If you like this video, to gain value from it, give this a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.